Hello, I am Danny Lee OGT. This is Custom Creator. That's my partner over there, OGL Schmidt. He's my manager and partner. And we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be doing a video called Remembering the Iconic Toys from the 80s. And we were just talking about this the other day. I watched a whole documentary on how He-Man toys were created, how they all had the movable arms, legs, and the rotate in your joints where everything bends, and how it all came to pass. And it's actually a pretty cool story. I remember having G.I. Joe toys, He-Man toys. I didn't really have the Thundercats, but I watched the show. I know I just told OGL that I never had Castle Grayskull. I woke up one Christmas morning and had Snake Mountain. And all of my friends was like, that's the one they didn't have. Everybody else had Castle Grayskull. But I was the guy that had Snake Mountain, but wanted Castle Grayskull. So.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I was one of those guys that wanted Snake Mountain. I still have Castle Grayskull in my basement to this day. Obviously, I'm a fan of toys. Got some 80s toys there. But yeah, this is a new creator apparently to start this channel. So obviously, support new creators, guys. Show this gentleman some love. But yeah, I remember He-Man. I had Mumra from the Thundercats. I like the light up eyes and stuff. But yeah, 80s were a
Yeah.
great time for toys.
Yeah, and cartoons, really.
Mm-hmm.
Really dug all the cartoons from the 80s. All right, let's get into it, see what we got.
Oh, yeah. A little nostalgia time.
Remembering iconic toys from the 80s.
Ready to take a journey back to the golden era of toys and games? Buckle up. We're exploring the iconic toys and games of the 80s. Let's jump right in. Let's start with Transformers, those shape-shifting robots that captured the imaginations of kids everywhere. Born out of the Japanese toy line Microman and the American Diaclone and Microchange toys, Transformers were brought to life by Hasbro in 1984. These weren't just your average action figures. They were complex beings with intricate backstories and intergalactic battles that fueled playtime adventures. From the heroic Optimus Prime to the devious Megatron, each Transformer had its own unique personality and abilities. The sheer
And there's Megatron. I was going to say that was Soundwave. That was not
That was,
Megatron.
yeah, that is, God, Soundwave was,
Wow,
that was my holy grail back in the day. When I finally got that for my birthday, like he had the clip, like you could with a normal cassette player. You clip onto your belt. I walked around with that thing everywhere, like the biggest dork. Had every cassette that he had. It's still one of my favorite toys of all time. I remember having
and
Megatron too.
oh
Sorry,
wow,
go ahead.
no, you're good. The I had the good guy tape player, the
Blaster.
like orange and red. Okay, yeah, I had that
Mhm.
one. I've never even seen Megatron, like that one. Never even seen that one.
The
That was
original toys, like
pretty
they're
cool.
a lot more advanced now. Like if you look at his robot form, his legs are all weird and stuff because he turns into a gun. But a little
Yeah.
imagination goes a long way. I still thought he was the coolest. Never had an OG Optimus Prime though. Wanted one
Is
so
that
bad.
it? Is that the
Uh,
OG?
no, that looks sort of like a modern version of the using the original as like a model, but that doesn't look like
Gotcha.
the OG. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Transformers were brought to life by Hasbro in 1984. These weren't just your average action figures. They were complex beings with intricate backstories and intergalactic battles that fueled playtime adventures. From the heroic Optimus Prime to the devious Megatron, each Transformer had its own unique personality and abilities. The sheer joy of transforming them from sleek vehicles into mighty warriors with a flick of the wrist The Transformers weren't just toys,
Oh,
they were portals to a world of epic battles and daring rescues where anything was possible. Barbie, the timeless icon introduced by Mattel in 1959, evolved significantly throughout the 80s, mirroring the changing roles of women in society. More than just a toy, Barbie became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring generations with her limitless possibilities. With her extensive wardrobe and accessories, Barbie allowed children to explore endless avenues of creativity, whether portraying a high-powered executive, a glamorous movie star, or an intrepid explorer. Barbie exemplified the mantra, "You can be anything." Much like today, kids in the 80s spent countless hours styling their hair and swapping outfits with friends, each ensemble more fabulous than the last. For kids, Barbie wasn't just a doll. The Nintendo Entertainment
tell
I
me
never
that
had
don't
any.
look like Holly Holm.
It really does. Really does. Looks ready to boot someone in the head.
And I always thought Ken was I always thought the closest person in real life that reminded me of Ken was Zach Morris
I could
from
definitely see that.
Saved by the Bell. Yeah,
So obviously
yeah.
had
Go ahead.
as I say, had no Barbies growing up, but I did have a sister who did, and yeah, the toy line was everywhere. You couldn't walk 10 steps without seeing a new kind of Barbie. And I do always remember thinking, 'cause they had every kind of Barbie imaginable: corporate Barbie, jungle explorer. He's like, lady's got a lot of talent. She's versatile. But yeah, it was definitely the toy for young ladies in the 80s.
Yeah,
The Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES for short, revolutionized the gaming industry when it was released in North America in 1985. With timeless classics like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid, the NES introduced children to iconic
Metroid.
characters and unforgettable gameplay experiences. Whether facing off against Bowser in the Mushroom Kingdom or embarking on perilous journeys through the depths of Zebes, the NES provided endless hours of entertainment and thrilling challenges. The sheer satisfaction of overcoming that one elusive boss or uncovering a hidden warp zone to unlock new levels was simply exhilarating. Ah, the Cabbage Patch Kids.
As long as you took the game out every 15 minutes and blew in it, so Far Cry. Yeah, that that was the only thing I've seen. I forgot about Metroid.
Yeah, I
Metroid was
also
kind of like Sega had a game equivalent to Metroid, but I can't remember because I had the Sega Master System and the Sega. There was
Genesis.
one before There was one before Genesis. Sega Master System and the Sega. I'd have to look them up. There was two before the Genesis. Genesis was like the 64 was the answer to Genesis. Yeah, there was two before the Genesis. The Master System was like Choplifter and not Excite Bike, but I think Golvelius was like the second one. I'd have to look it up. I guess Genesis could have been the second one, but there was one that hardly anyone had. That was the Master System. That was a really, really old one, the console.
Really underrated system, I think, the Sega Master System. There's some good games on that.
Yeah, we might do a whole piece on just that.
But I had a Nintendo. My family bought it used. I don't think I've ever got this much use out of anything as I got out of that Nintendo. I played Super Mario Brothers until I was blue in the face. I couldn't afford to buy new games, so there's a video rental place within walking distance from where I lived. I'll just go down there like every other weekend, grab a new game, try my best to get somewhere in it. But Super Mario Brothers, the original Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior, Metroid, Legend of Zelda. There's just so many classic games on that system. I've still got one. Still got one. You have to blow in it like 10 minutes now to get that thing to work. or used the Q-tip, but it will still play and it's still fun. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's the other one. That was one of my favorites. I would play that for hours.
So
Get
did
the
Popinsky.
yeah, oh yeah, and that controller though that would blister your thumb so quick, but it was worth it. Definitely worth it.
Oh yeah.
The sheer satisfaction of overcoming that one elusive boss or uncovering a hidden warp zone to
Yes,
unlock new
Mario
levels
2.
was simply exhilarating. Ah, the Cabbage Patch Kids. Those adorable little dolls that captured the hearts of children everywhere. Created by Xavier Roberts in 1978, the Cabbage Patch Kids phenomenon exploded in the 80s, igniting long lines and even riots as parents clamored to adopt those lovable
They had
dolls for
birth
their children.
certificates and everything.
Each Cabbage Patch Kid was a unique creation, complete with its own name, birth certificate, and adoption papers, making every adoption a special occasion. Children experienced sheer delight in unwrapping their very own Cabbage Patch Kid and providing them with a loving home. From tea parties to bedtime snuggles, these
Those are the prequel to the Garbage Pail Kids.
dolls
Oh my god.
transcended mere toys. They became cherished companions and local friends. Kids in the 80s relished the thrill of hunting for the perfect Cabbage Patch Kid at the store, each hoping to find that one special doll that would steal their heart. The Cabbage Patch Kids symbolized love and friendship, serving as enduring reminders of the joy found in caring for others. Cowabunga, dudes! Let's dive into the world of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those
had all
pizza-loving,
those
crime-fighting
versions.
reptiles who burst onto the scene in 1984. Created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird as a whimsical nod to popular comic book characters, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles swiftly catapulted to global stardom, donning names inspired by Renaissance artists Leonardo, Michelangelo, Donatello, and Raphael. These shell-shocked heroes became synonymous with
that
adventure
just a
and
cartoon?
camaraderie. From their infectious theme song
This actually
to their
looks like a
vibrant
newer cartoon, but
personalities,
I
the
always thought they
Turtles
came out
embodied the
later. I didn't
spirit of
realize they debuted in '84. So I remember the cartoon from the early '90s. This looks more like the newer CGI cartoon, which also is going to take
Yeah,
inspiration from the old stuff. But
right. But I mean, yeah, I had the original. I thought this was about toys, not shows.
I mean, I guess a lot of the cartoons, like even Transformers and GI Joe, were basically just half an hour long commercials for the toys. But yeah, I
Right.
don't remember like a super iconic line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toys back in the day.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There was. I had every one of them. Yeah, I had
Yeah,
Master Splinter. I had everything. It definitely was. The first
and I guess,
line was super iconic. Super
and,
iconic.
but it did come out in '84 because again, for some reason I keep associating that with
I,
like the early '90s.
I, I.
That
Okay, I'm just talking about the first line of toys were
yeah,
super iconic. I
I
don't know
guess
the years. You can look
okay,
it up. I'm
that's
sure.
a good idea. I also remember the Nintendo game for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was controller
heroism
snappingly frustrating.
and friendship, engaging in epic showdowns against the
Yeah, it's
villainous
definitely not the
Shredder and
original
his Foot
cartoon.
Clan, or sharing pizza parties with pals. Their escapades were nothing short of legendary. The enchanting world of Equestria, where
Lord,
friendship
ponies.
reigns supreme and magic is everywhere, captivated kids in the 80s. My Little Pony made its debut in 1981 as a line of colorful plastic pony toys by Hasbro. The franchise quickly gained popularity among children with its vibrant colors and whimsical designs. However, it was in the mid-80s that the franchise truly soared with the release of an animated television series and accompanying toy line, solidifying its place in pop culture. My Little Pony
Yeah, I
imparted
never did
valuable
do the
lessons
pony
about
thing.
friendship, kindness,
My
and the
sister
power of
loved
believing in
the
oneself
figures.
as children groomed their flowing manes and embarked on epic quests alongside their trusty pony pals. It became a cherished part of
So the figures and what?
So my sister loved the My Little Pony figures. I do remember that. I think she
Oh,
liked horses, which is good. But there was a My Little Pony movie, like a cartoon movie. Like it wasn't in
I remember
theaters.
that.
It was actually surprisingly dark. I do remember that. I was not expecting it. I actually enjoyed that more than I figured I would. And the first Teenage
Childhood
Mutant
for
Ninja Turtle
many,
toys,
leaving an
1988.
enduring
So you were
legacy
right.
that continues to enchant new generations. Developed in 1979 by Scott
Oh,
Haney, Trivial Pursuit became a cultural phenomenon in the 80s,
oh God.
joining the ranks of classic board games that brought families and friends together.
He's
From
all over the
Monopoly's
box,
fierce
ain't he?
property battles to Scrabble's strategic wordplay, board games were a cornerstone of social gatherings in the 80s. Trivial Pursuit, with its challenging questions and competitive gameplay,
I
added a
thought
new
Twister was
dimension
more
to game
iconic.
nights, sparking lively debates and testing the depths of players' knowledge.
Is that Cheech and
It offered
Chong?
the satisfaction of finally answering that one obscure question that stumped everyone else, or the thrill of stealing a wedge from your opponent in a heated showdown. Trivial Pursuit wasn't merely a game. It was a battle of wits
I've
that
actually never
united
played it.
friends and family
Me neither.
for unforgettable evenings of
I was
laughter
a
and friendly
Monopoly
rivalry.
guy.
The Rubik's Cube, invented by Erno Rubik in
I never made
1974,
one of those work.
became a global sensation
Well,
in the 1980s.
If it was 74,
It
how
was
was
a
it the
mental
80s?
workout, testing players' spatial reasoning
That's-
and problem-solving skills. Kids would try to solve it on their own. The Rubik's Cube provided hours of
I
brain
don't know they
teasing
had all.
fun
I
and
do know they
frustration.
had all kinds of variations of
Joe,
that thing in the 80s.
the action
One
figure
was like
line
a snake
introduced by
that turned into a
Hasbro
ball.
in 1964, underwent a resurgence in the 1980s with the release of the A Real American Hero series. These
Yeah.
highly articulated action figures,
Man, they're worth
accompanied
so
by a
much now.
vast array of vehicles and playsets, allowed kids to embark on daring missions and epic battles against the villainous Cobra organization.
It's funny how G.I. Joe had two leaders, Hawk and Duke.
Yeah. And then they sort of had
Yeah,
like two
it was-
second in commands with like Flint and there's someone else. But yeah, cartoon was cool, I especially liked it when they made Serpentor. I thought he was badass. The vehicles though, I always thought those were the best. The Night Raven, which is like an SR-71. If I could find one of those, I would buy it, even if it put me in the negative into my bank account. Uh, but yeah, it's funny if you watch the show, but if you look at the file cards on the back of the toys, like the characters were actually a lot more interesting as they were described in the file cards than they were in the show. But you can only do so much in 30 minutes, I guess. Like Zartan, like his like a
Yeah.
weird skin ailment that he can change the color of his skin, like his circus background and stuff like that. So there's actually a lot of really cool lore in GI Joe. But as it was, the cartoon was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed the movie too, with Globulus and Nemesis Enforcer that some people didn't like, but I thought was awesome.
Right there, you can barely see, but Snake Eyes is back there.
Yeah, definitely one of the
Yeah.
faces of GI Joe
And
because ninjas are cool.
dang it! Oh, the ship, the aircraft carrier. I had a buddy that had one. So I seen
my-
one time, but I never.
Yeah,
had it.
thing was
It
so
was huge. Oh
It
my
was-
God,
yeah,
it was
and-
huge.
its cost was huge too. But yeah, that thing, if you had the money to burn, that thing was absolutely amazing.
No doubt.
G.I. Joe, for the 80s children, became a symbol of bravery, patriotism,
I had a thing
and
for the
heroism.
Baroness then too.
Wooly Willy,
She
a
was
magnetic marvel that
what?
captivated the 1980s kids, was developed by the Smethport Specialty
I don't
Company.
know what that is.
This simple plastic case, adorned with a cheerful cartoon face, held within
Kinda
it the
remember
promise
that.
of endless creativity. With each stroke of the wand,
Remember Etch a
tiny
Sketch?
iron filings responded, magically adhering to create delightful facial features on Wooly Willy's face. From eccentric hairstyles to comical mustaches, the possibilities were as vast as the imagination
What
itself.
other possibility is there?
Wooly Willy provided a playful outlet for children to express their creativity and hone their fine motor skills. Simon, the electronic memory
Remember
game
that.
introduced by Milton Bradley in 1978, became a staple of 80s pop culture. This simple yet addictive game challenged players to repeat increasingly complex sequences of colors and sounds, testing their memory and reflexes. With its catchy jingles and flashing lights, Simon provided hours of entertainment for players of all ages, from kids honing their cognitive skills to adults looking for a nostalgic challenge. Simon was a test of concentration and coordination that kept players coming back for more. The Care Bears, those lovable
That's
bears
what I've been
with
waiting on.
special belly badges,
I did watch Care Bears,
captured the
now.
hearts of children in the
Ah,
1980s. Introduced
Oops.
by American Greetings in 1981, The Care Bears starred in their own animated television series and appeared in a wide range of merchandise, including toys, books, and clothing. Each Care Bear represented
I
a
like the
different
Care
emotion,
Bears.
from Tenderheart Bear's
I don't know
compassion
why.
to Cheer Bear's optimism, teaching children valuable
It was
lessons
fun,
about empathy,
colorful.
kindness, and friendship. The Care Bears weren't just toys, they were ambassadors of love and cheer, spreading joy wherever they went and leaving a lasting impression on generations of fans. The
Care
innovative
Bear stare,
designs,
baby.
engaging gameplay, and enduring appeal of the 80s toys still continue to inspire the world of toys. Which one was your favorite? Share in the comments below. Hey, wait!
You didn't even have
Keep those
He-Man.
80s vibes alive. If you enjoyed this video, check out the next one.
Yeah,
You
so
didn't
to
have
some of
He-Man, did they?
no. It's like you're gonna have Wooly Willy, but not He-Man. That's questionable, to say the least.
And that one commercial I had on one of the first videos I ever did, the Teddy Ruxpin, that was a dark commercial. Teddy Ruxpin.
See, the Care Bears were fun and wholesome. Teddy Ruxpin scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Well,
Like,
you
that's
could
the
put
thing.
Ozzy and you could put Black Sabbath and Teddy Ruxpin and Teddy Ruxpin and jam him. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
That was somebody could imagine waking up in the middle of the night just whispering to you, "You must kill mother and father."
Yeah, because whatever tape you can find, you can put in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think you had a microphone or something too. You could
Yep.
record your own cell phone there. That was great, man. Those were the days when you sit up and wait for your song to come on and record it and make mixed tapes and such.
Yeah, got the blank tape in there, and you're coiled like a panther, just waiting for the thing to play.
Yeah. Goes to show. Oh, sorry. How far we would go to get a song you wanted played.
Yeah, and then when you heard that song, you know that energy had to last you sometimes a few days until they played it again. Like I said, I like having things available to play until you're sick of them, but that was definitely an experience unto itself. Where you're like, just sometimes you come home from school or whatever, you're tired, you had a bad day, you've got homework, things are rough at home. You turn on the radio and boom, all of a sudden your song's there. There's no rhyme or reason, just boom. That's a time when you feel like the universe has kind of got your back. That was just a great feeling.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, well, this was fun. Hell is real, but this takes me back to a time when it didn't seem so bad. So
yeah, so many memories. This was loved revisiting this.
no doubt. Much love, everybody. There's ways to support the channel below, and if you want to make your own reaction videos, there's a link for StreamYard down below. This is what we're using here, and it's easy. It's very easy.
It's easy. It's got like a lot of options. You can like a lot of areas where you can customize it and use your own creativity to make something really cool and unique. So it's
change backgrounds, whatever you want back there.
It's been a game changer for us.
Simple to use. Little by little, day by day, you'll figure it out. All right. Much love.